Welcome, my friends, allies, vassals, and enemies of the state. You know who you are. King Yorkie II of the House of Yorkie here, taking you back in time for some more Crusader Kings 3. Now, having had to take time away, I decided to let the Africa run drop and restart. I had a request from a viewer, and I'm going to get your name completely wrong. I apologise. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. Unbekannt Vegezogenet 5499, who requested that I start in India. Now, I always like to start in 867, as you may have noticed. I don't know why, it's just a thing. I like to have the longest possible time. I looked around 867 India, and there was nothing I was 100% taken of. There were some good starts, or fun starts, fun looking, but nothing that really made me go, yes, I like that. But then I did some reading around, and I came across a comment, why not start in Pagan? Now, Pagan is in Southeast Asia, not India. However, the Pagan Duchy, it's the wrong title, I'm certain, is part of the Pagan Kingdom, which is part of the Bengali Empire. And there is your India connection, because that stretches down into India. Unbekannt Wegenzogen also asked that I bring some Krishnaism into it. I don't know if that's going to be possible. My goals for this run: 1. Start the principality level, the duchy level rather. 2. Expand to be the Pagan Kingdom and then the Bengali Empire. 3. If the run has legs, expand to be the Indian Empire. And 4, as a silly side note, using mechanics I've not ever used before. Since it's the Pagan Empire, no, I know it's Pagan, reform the religion into something different that has elements that seem more like neo-paganism than Theravada Buddhism. A little history before we begin. The Kingdom of Pagan, literally Pagan period, or Pagan period, also known as the Pagan Dynasty and the Pagan Empire, also the Pagan Dynasty or Pagan Empire, was the first Burmese kingdom to unify the region that would later constitute modern-day Myanmar, Burma. Pagan's 250-year rule over the Irrawaddy Valley and its periphery laid the foundation of the ascent of Burmese language and culture, the spread of Burman ethnicity in Upper Burma, and the growth of Theravada Buddhism in Burma and mainland Southeast Asia. The kingdom grew out of a small 9th century settlement at Pagan, present-day Pagan, by the Myanmar Burmans, who had recently entered the Irrawaddy Valley in the kingdom of Nanzhao. Over the next 200 years, the small principality gradually grew to absorb its surrounding regions, until the 1050s and 1060s, when King Anawrahta, again I'm sure I'm pronouncing the words wrong, and I welcome corrections, founded the Pagan Empire for the first time, unifying under one polity the Irrawaddy Valley and its periphery. By the late 12th century, Anawrahta's successors had extended their influence further to the south, into the upper Malay Peninsula, to the east, at least to the Salween River, in the further north, to below the current Chinese border, and to the west in northern Arakan and the Chin Hills. In the 12th and 13th centuries, Pagan, alongside the Khmer Empire, was one of two main empires in mainland Southeast Asia. Now, you start as Pyinbya, who was indeed the leader in 867. His child, Tanit, started ruling in 878, but it swapped back apparently. Depending on which theory of or relation of the history you listen to. So, if you'll give me a moment, I'll set it up and we'll begin. And so we have the birth of our kingdom, or duchy as it's described at this level. Duke Pyinbya was indeed, well, not Duke, but was indeed the initial leader of the Pagan Empire. Tanit is heir. We have issues here. There's no martial prowess at all. Virtually no learning, which is not going to help with converting a religion, so forget that for now. But he does have good stewardship, and since he's holding 6 domains, that's good. His child, only 8, is balanced overall. He's particularly skilled at intrigue and diplomacy. Diplomacy's 4, intrigue's 3. Let's see if we can educate the child. Find a wall. Apparently not. Don't have anyone in the court who can. Now, look at the council. Our priest, our Purohit, yet is decent. Not great, but decent. Doesn't need to do anything. Might as well build that up. Mayor Uka. Nyang U. Not sure where Nyang U is. Ah, that's the barony. Not even a county. All right, so they're nobody again, and they're all mayors, so they're vassals, but not very important ones. He's very good. Diplomacy 17. And we can put him on foreign affairs to build up some prestige. Mayor Piet, he's also Piet. Our steward is decent, not fantastic, but decent. And we can build up in Pagan. Now these two are slight concerns. Mayor Archer, our marshal, is only 7, and our spymaster Mayor Titu is only 6. Looking at him, though, he would make an excellent spymaster. But that leaves Mayor Sidhu looking like he's garbage as a marshal. With me being garbage as a war leader too, that's not good. So, let us see in our courtiers. Sabenshreddi might indeed be a good choice. Cost 40. Lowborn, which is fine. Impatient. Arbitrary. Temperate. Brilliant strategist. Logistician. The only other one who's 13 is polite, and I don't think women in our current setup can take roles. That would be him. Lifestyle. Stewardship is where we're good. I don't think I need to increase the main focus stewardship. So let's go for wealth focus. Now we have no wife. Let's see about heritable traits. Your intelligence, which is good. You bring us a potential alliance. Let's sort them by alliance power. 8 years old. No, we're not going to go for children. Amazonian would be good. Potential alliance, city of... it's not much, is it? Wrathful, gregarious, and lazy. We are temperate, forgiving, and diligent. It hardly sounds like a match. She's brave, vengeful, shy. Not exactly that much of a match either. But maybe. Religion. That would be a problem. And you, so is that. Go for some of all skills, perhaps. Not worry so much about an alliance just yet. You're currently set of Vader, which is good. You're Bengali, which is okay. Shy, honest, and chaste. I think Pyinbya might actually... Pyinbya, sorry, might actually appreciate her as a wife. That's good. Now, a few spouses, we're doing something about that. Designate a guardian. Now, you are going to be doing diplomacy, weren't you? Hire a court physician, certainly. We don't have anyone good at the moment. So we need to recruit one. Working on the spouses. Decisions. Search for physician. There we go. And let's start moving. Now, before we do, as I said, we want to move up to the kingdom level. That is the kingdom level. To create the title, we would need 6 more judicial counties. If we take these on, they're only at 640. I can't do that. That would be 1,000. Very well. Never mind that, my lad. Let's get on with taking on Takon. 18 months left. Wedding preparations. As the wedding organizer, it falls upon me to oversee the wedding preparations. At an event like this, it's a massive undertaking, and the decisions I make now could influence my reputation, my relationship with my spouses properly, and perhaps most important of all, my relationship with Duchess Pyinbya of Pagan. Get to work. I gladly accept your hand in marriage. Before I get to planning the ceremony, I ought to consider the impression we're aiming for. Will this be a grand display of wealth and prestige, or perhaps a humble display of restraint? What kind of reception the event receives will have much to do with my soon-to-be wife's tastes. But of course, there is her family to consider as well. I wonder how much that costs. It didn't say. A wedding is supposed to be a blending of two families, but how large families can be. Mothers and fathers are one thing, but grandparents, children, sisters, brothers, where do we draw the line? Every new invitee is another pew in the temple, and another mouth to feed at the reception. Actually, it looks like we don't have any family to invite. The world is full of dangers, even to a duke in his court. As per my request, the servants have inquired after recommendations. Now they have assembled a few options to choose from. Right, this is Smoke. Renowned physician. Not very smart, though. Or a blade master, but you're even stupider. Very well. We'll take him. We will take him. Drowning in questions. What a hassle this is. The servants come one after another, and the questions never end. My head is swimming. Red flowers or blue flowers? Veal cutlets or fine cheeses? Enough to drive a man mad. Seeing my consternation, Thorn approached me. Perhaps you could use my help, my lord. Seeing some lists and ledgers can't solve. Indeed. Those lists and ledgers, often the way. The food is being cooked, the wine has been ordered, my servants are buzzing around the clock, guiding guests to their rooms and decorating the main hall just as I asked. The results, I must say, are spectacular. Never in my life have I seen such incredible dishes. I may have planned it all, but watching it come together has taken my breath away. This shall be a day to remember. The cost of it all is within what I had expected, and the treasury should be able to bear it. Now there's the matter of the ceremony itself. To think, just a few short days I will have a wife. Ceremony. Today is the day. Everyone is in their places. The guests are arranged in the main hall, and here I am, in an alcove by the doors, waiting my turn to join the procession. My mind is racing. In just a few short minutes, my life will change forever. Oh, Siddhartha, the butterflies again. Is this the right decision? Am I ready for this? Is Duchess Pyinbya of Pagan really the one for me? Wherever he's disrupted, as my servant gives me my cue, and I feel myself moving towards the great doors into my new life. Here we go. When the procession enters the great hall, an audible gasp comes up from the crowd. It appears the tireless preparations are paid off. The splendor of it all, not lost on Duchess Pyinbya Pagan, who offers me an approving smile as she comes down the aisle. It was well worth it. Standing at the altar for much longer than I had expected, I can see that Piet clearly put some extra work into the wedding rites. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the crowd stifling yawns and whispers as the priest drones on. When Pyinbya looks at me and clears her breath, Piet pauses for a moment. For the love of God, Piet, get to the point. I now pronounce you husband and wife. These words, Duchess Pyinbya Pagan and I turn to face the crowd, which erupts in applause. My heart shudders as I take her hand for the first time. We walk down the aisle, flanked by the approving faces of both our families. I breathe a sigh of relief. The hard part is over. I am married. May Siddhartha grant us long and happy life. Good. Now it's time for the real reason people go to the weddings. The reception. The mood is raucous and the feast begins. From our seat at the high table, my wife and I can see to above, our two families beginning to mingle. Someone raises a toast to the health and a cheer rises up from the room. No doubt it will be the first of many. The pleading gaze I see from my wife Pyinbya is taking on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner she has hidden all evening, and the walls are hindering her escape. Poor woman has never been good with people. No problem. My wife, you may step aside. I will stand in for you. All over my new shirt. We could tell Duchess Pyinbya had too much drink, even though she insists on showing us how sober she was. Simply rising from her seat proved too much for her, and now I'm covered in stinking vomit. Let's see. 40 because I'm forgiving. You know what? She's shy. She's trying to come out of herself. I have to respect that. What a show you put on. We feasted and danced late into the night. Now my guests are finally headed home. As they file out of the hall, my heart flutters with anticipation. Soon Duchess Pyinbya and I will be alone for the first time. This will be the first night of many. We walked to our bedchamber without speaking so much as a word. All night I'd been searching for something, some spark of attraction or common ground between myself and Pyinbya, but there was just nothing. Now finally secluded in our bedchamber, she turns to look me in the eye. Pyinbya, she says, I do not love you, nor do I know you well. As your wife, I promise to treat you with respect and honour. All I ask is that you provide me with the same. Can you count on you? I suppose that's all we can ask of each other. And that's not what I want. Now, if she's assisting me, you have boosts all over. Well, my heir, sorry, my marshal, needs to change. Powerful vassal expects a court position, do they? Can't do anything with that right now. But I can work on swaying until they really don't care anymore. I still have too few spouses? No. Maybe. Apparently I do. Pretty well. Brave, vengeful, shy. Zealous, diligent, and generous. I'm not sure the zealous thing will please us at all. But if we're going to have managers of convenience, that may be worth doing. How, dear lady, are you shy and brave at the same time? Gregarious, greedy, and stubborn? No, definitely not. Cynical, arbitrary, and fickle. Definitely not someone who would appeal. Well, let's make this a marriage of inconvenience. Any intrigues? It's with swaying. We also romancer. Try and fix this marriage. The time has come to let my feelings toward Duchess Pyinbya be known. I want her to remember this day for the rest of her life. What are we like? Not the smartest cookie. Temperate, forgiving, diligent. He's shy, I'm temperate. You may appreciate a secretly placed letter. My declaration of love for Duchess Pyinbya's eyes only. No one else matters. I pour out my heart, page after page. My feelings growing as I finally put them into words. The ink has barely dried as I set out for Pyinbya's chamber. I gently placed a scroll in her bolster. Will she lay there tonight dreaming of me? The waiting is unbearable. The thought of rejection makes me sick to my stomach. When her reply arrives, I tear the seal with shaking hands. While I cannot encourage you, my liege, I am most grateful for your kind words. Yours faithfully, Pyinbya. She wasn't happy. Wedding, paying the bill. The wedding ceremony for my marriage to Duchess Pyinbya has come to the end, and is now the question of how to pay for it. It's well within my right to collect a royal aid duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless levying an extra tax. What does that do? Popular opinion minus 40. I think we'll take care of it. 1 month and we'll be done. If I accept your hand in marriage. Want some control in County of Pagan? Not good. Let's sort that out. Now, the question is, 14 months, 6 a month, more or less. We might have enough to make use of that. No forming problems right now. That's good. How do my champions look? Not very good, to be perfectly honest. But I don't think right now is the time to bring more in. Romance, glimmering gold, sweet lady Pyinbya, high sires I kneel for. My only desire is to bring you honour and happiness. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love for you? Pyinbya gives me a long look. Lady Kakamvati's necklace is lovely, she says, and nods ahead, the direction of my wife. But it would look even better around my neck. I'm not going to steal it. But you know, if she's willing to part with it for a favour, I'm willing to be diligent and provide that favour to her. It's looking like this might be something we can press. I'm not sure the cost of pressing it, but looking like we might get there. Store all lands would improve tax, but farms and fields would improve it further. In fact, manor houses will be even better. Pregnant. All right, we have another child coming, it seems. So far, this is not a problem. Because we only have one duchy level title. Lady Pyinbya, let me prove my devotion to you in any way you deem fit. Pyinbya ponders the request for a while. While her face lights up, I have been plagued by nightmares recently. If you are truly devoted to me, you'll stand guard outside my chambers and make sure no evil reaches me. Well, I am diligent. How can I refuse? I wonder what it does, though. I'm a health penalty. I am diligent. How could I refuse, my dear wife? To the benign Pyinbya, I have prowled through documents, quotations, and of less certain provenance. I have enough material to make the case that you are the rightful Lord of Pagan. See it done. A humble farmer. I come across a peasant on the road and tried to talk with him. Come to gawk at a Burmese commoner, he snapped, before quickly apologising. I mean no offence, I am but a humble farmer, not a great duke like you. No worries, are you doing alright? I'm not sure if I can try and take both claims at once, but I'd like to. To the sensible Duke Pyinbya of Pagan, I have been corresponding with your Chancellor, and I must say that I've come to see you in a new light. Good work, Chancellor. Good work, okay. 8 months left there. 7. Duchess Pyinbya gains a trait pregnant. Praise for the has given birth to a perfect little daughter. Selin Pyinbya. After an ancestor. Burmese name, Marla. That sounds a beautiful name. Months there. Let me just see courses, what I can appoint. Court positions. Court tutor. Not learning languages right now. Minting new coinage. It's my right and responsibility to tell me what coinage is to be used throughout all of Pagan. The choice I make will determine how the coinage and by extension my realm is seen throughout the world. So if we do a new silver coinage, development growth plus 5, that gives us 350. I will care about that immediately. I don't think I do. You know what? We're going to debase the coinage. Change it to another beautiful metal, nickel. Have court grandeur. Not average. What? Pray tell us that. Task finished. Ah. Poetic license. There is no woman lovelier than Duchess Pyinbya. In her presence, my words often fail me. None of my compliments ever do her justice. Perhaps a carefully drafted poem would be better. chaste, honest, shy. Candid feeling heart. Yes. Noble righteousness. Does she like it? Fine. All good. Now, we were looking at we could do, weren't we? Personal champion. Form. And I think we're okay with what we've got here right now. We don't need any more. In time, we most certainly will. But in time, it's not right now. Does not respond, oh dear. With a tidy, blissful smile, Pyinbya presents me with a perfect little son. What have you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Oh. Pyinbya, like that. A new trait. Measures increased. Failed by sickness, all babies cry, but little Pyinbya, no end to the suffering. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but has a furrowed brow, makes everything worse. Your son is not gaining weight as he should. Take good care of him, my lord, but in the end his life is in Kama's hands. Hush now, Pyinbya, please don't cry. Sickly child. Fortunate. Very unfortunate. Romance intruder. Every time I close my eyes, I see Duchess Pyinbya's face. Sleep will not come. I cannot wait at that moment. Cloaked in shadows, I make way to the garden outside her living quarters. The sight of Pyinbya's chamber window makes my heart stutter. So close and yet so far. But wait, who's that climbing up the tower? A shady figure stops by Pyinbya's window and unlatches the shutter. My beloved is in danger, I must save her. The sounds from the struggle above is the greatest motivator I've ever known. Without care for life or limb, I hoist myself through Duchess Pyinbya's window. I feel as if I plunge into a frozen lake. Pyinbya is on the floor, the intruder pushing her down, a gleaming blade between them. With a roar, I grab the villain by the collar and throw him to the wall. The rest is a blur. When the danger is over, I turn towards her. What are you doing here? She asks, her voice trembling. I raise my hand, a gesture of peace, but she draws her dagger. Do not come any closer. Leave, or I will hurt you. Well, that's a strange reaction to someone saving your life. Okay, I guess we failed to romance her. Well, so much for that. We're almost done there. Browse for documents. We'll say yes. See it done. Now. I want to take both of them. Very well. We'll take that one first. Died. And now we have 6 months to take this. You hear that? I was taking a walk in the wilderness near my house with a few of my guards. We grew alarmed when we heard the noise of leaves crunching nearby. Could it be some sort of assassin or bandits? Thankfully our fears were for naught. It turned out the source of the noise was a couple of mice moving about on top of some leaves. After noticing us, they scudded back under some bushes. What a relief. Valuable hostage captured. I would say that was 100% successful. The beguiling Duke Pyinbya, your human shot in your living body, with a much greater bow than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Now. Disband them. And let's have a look at our prisoners. Forgiving, diligent. You know, you might make a decent spouse. Except it won't let me. Take that. And we'll take that too. We took money. Okay, I thought we'd taken Pagan, but I guess not. Now, I assume we have a truce. 5 years. You only have 759. Pyinbya presents me with a perfect little son. So I like that. What can we get? Hamlan. And in 5 years we can get Takon. And another 5 after taking this, we can get Kale. If we look, we now have 7. Ah, yes. Need to increase county control. 7 years, because it's badly out of control. And we need a court physician. Decision. Would be New Kingdom. No. Holy Order. Not something we're doing. But searching for a physician is something we are definitely doing. Oh. Not very good. Alright, we'll take her. Doesn't seem very good, but very well. Let's go back to swaying you. Might be more useful than trying to romance my wife. Alright. That, my friends, is where we will leave it for today. Our tigers are born. May the clan and the kingdom evolve. Very well.